In my mind, I have already achieved what I wanted to as a leader, which is to create an environment and a culture where people strive for excellence every day. And when I see us practicing now, every session that we play, no one's wasting their time on the field. That for me is so important, because I would rather have an hour of quality practice and I've done everything that I had to do, rather than lurking around for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, fooling around for an hour in between. I don't see anyone doing that anymore. It's absolutely precise. It's absolutely professional. Even at the age group level, if you want to play for India, you got to be fit. You got to have a certain kind of fitness level. Fast bowlers who are coming in now are ready to bowl 20 overs, easy, and they're fit. They hardly have any niggles. So I feel I've done my job in the transitional phase. After MS left, cricket evolved, it changed. The pace of the game started, moving notches higher, and we moved with time. We stayed up to speed, and the results of which in the last 5, 6 years is for everyone to see. We are probably the one team in world cricket that everyone's wary of when we travel. I really enjoy being a part of it. But for me, the game changed when AB was bought in 2011 and Chris was signed mid-season in 2011. I just felt like when Chris came in, and AB was doing what he was doing, and I was feeling, you know, confident like I'd never felt before. I felt like something special could happen, and we reached the finals in 11, Champions League finals in 11, and the kind of cricket we played, like with the focal point being three of us, was something which is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, for us to feel so powerful stepping onto the field, that we knew that we could intimidate bowlers, was such a an amazing feeling, because you're literally not thinking about anything else. The bowler's thinking when he's running into bowl that three of these guys, if two bat together for a while, that's it's trouble for us. So that has been the most amazing thing. Um, the contribution of Chris to this franchise obviously remains very special. AB is a RCB legend, so is Chris. But I think three of us together, and then that that uh, that that year of 2016, which KL came into his own. I think I personally feel that, and he believes and he agrees with that as well, that his career graph changed after that. That IPL was the time where everyone saw what KL Rahul could do, and from there on he got opportunities to play for India, and then he is the player he is today. Um, that season was obviously unbelievable. That was so amazing in a way that you have four guys performing at their peak, game in, game out, which is so rare to see in T20 cricket. And we just got on a roll where we felt like, fine, even if we are not doing well in the season, we could still make it. That belief never went away, which I think is very difficult to create again and again. And that happened very, very naturally that season. Being a part of this great team, and just showing what he can do. And the way he batted in that season, for me, that was a great transformation of seeing a player who was just there and thereabouts to becoming suddenly this beast in 6 months' time. And from there on, he's carried through. Same with Yuzi. He wasn't getting many opportunities before in the IPL, and he came to Bangalore, and a guy who always wanted to take the ball and bowl the way he did in Chinnaswamy was unbelievable. And his life changed from there. So these two are the two stories that I can think of, which in front of me I felt like were huge milestones in their careers, and that happened because of IPL and the opportunity it presented. I love joking around. I love making people laugh. You've been around the group for a long time. We've played a lot of cricket together. You would know I genuinely like people having a good time. And for me, it's not being the center of attention. I would very happily be sitting in a place going unnoticed. But if I have an opportunity and I see people hesitating around, not starting something, I'd want to be the first guy to just relax everyone, just get it going, get everyone into it, and just like to see people have fun, even on the field. Even in the toughest moments, the mindset is simple. Let's go out there, have fun. Just enjoy this moment. Face the fear, look it in the eye, and say, fine, I'm gonna have a smile on my face, and I'm gonna keep coming at you. And that's how I live my life as well. I don't live my life half and half. I've never done something which I'm not 100% convinced about. So for me, as I said, if you wanted me to walk away now, I'd have zero regrets in life or in cricket. Well, I think firstly, you need to be honest with yourself. I mean, Test cricket is tough. I mean, even when you're one of the top teams in the world, or probably the best test team in the world over the last few years, you can still go into a space where you probably don't want it. At certain stages you feel like, for 5 days, do I want to do this again? So you really need to be absolutely honest with yourself. Are you ready for the hard grind? Are you ready to wake up on day 3 when things are absolutely stacked up against you and go out there and bowl difficult spells for the team? Or when you know that you are in trouble, as a batting unit, are you going out there to get that 100 or get that 150 for your team? It's going to be tough. Things are going to stack up. You probably have to do it for 5-6 hours over a period of 2 days. Are you strong enough to do that? So I think honesty, firstly, looking at yourself in the mirror, whether you want test cricket or not, and if the answer is yes, then you just go after it relentlessly. And I honestly feel like there's not enough motivation for people towards test cricket. Is something that I observe, and that's why you can very well see that teams invariably give up very easily in test cricket and don't find ways to get back into the game.
Bubble life has done is it's really brought a very important conversation to the surface, which is people taking care of their well-being. Physical well-being is something that we keep talking about, but mentally how you feel is something that is not spoken about enough, which is a very dangerous thing to ignore. Yeah. Because how people feel differently with vulnerability when it comes to a mental point of view or mental setup point of view, it varies from people to people. So how I might be able to cope with a situation, it might not apply to another person at all, and vice versa. So I think it is imperative that once people feel the load or the stress of anything, it could be anything that triggers it, it's very important to have conversations around it, because only when you speak do you find solutions. And there is a reason why people within the bubble life like to sit and have discussions about how they feel. You need to share experiences, you need to discuss things to shed that load off you and understand, okay, I'm not the only one feeling like this, and I feel supported with the fact that everyone around me is feeling so, and we can help each other. It's your passion, it's the thing that you love. Anything, when it becomes something that you don't enjoy, then it starts eating you up, right? And that's where the conversations around keeping your perspective very clear in life about the things that actually matter. At the end of the day, whatever we might do at a certain time in our lives, it is not permanent, and life in itself is not permanent. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. So for people to have regular conversations, which I also rely upon regularly, that what I do is not the end of the world. It is not life for me. It is a part of my life. To have that perspective is so important, and I feel that a lot of people want that kind of assurance. So I feel exactly the same way. My reasons for feeling mental confusion, lack of clarity, or mental stress might be different, but the feeling is same. People don't have anyone to give them a balanced perspective. Yeah. So when you talk about a professional psychologist coming in, they have nothing to do with the cricket setup or team planning and all that. It is basically to take care of individuals in a way that they give them perspective. So your job is simply to let guys know that yes, you're playing a game, right? Yeah. Which is your career. Yeah. And you love it and you're passionate about it. Yeah. But that is not life. Right? So that perspective, for many people like myself, that might come from your life partner. But for many guys who unfortunately don't have families on tour or don't have people around them, it is absolutely crucial that we have a source like that who can give you a balanced perspective of what actually matters in life. Because we get so caught up with this tournament and we need to do this and we need to win and I need to perform and I need to do this and that and this and that, that we actually become egoistic maniacs. So to keep your perspective clear even at that stage, that fine, you are here to do your best. Yeah. And be at peace with the fact that I'm working hard, I'm putting in all the effort I can. This is the opportunity in front of me right now. Yeah. Tomorrow when I'm 45, 50, the effort, the gratitude, the balance should exactly be the same. That honesty and that balance and that gratefulness should continue, and it is not only and only derived from success and failure all the time. It's as simple as that.
That's something that I saw happen in the Indian cricket team as well. So, yeah, to see the brand where it is today, some amazing decisions obviously have been taken. When we had this conversation initially, I was with a couple of other brands which were quite prominent in India at the beginning, but they started fading away pretty quickly, and I understood why. Because I gave them a vision which they didn't align to. I told them my career is growing and I want to be able to create something of my own with a big brand in India so that we can grow together. That's how I'll be invested in the business myself, and I'll be thinking about how to take the brand forward rather than just being a face on the billboard with some of the global athletes. That meant nothing to me. So when we started our conversation as well, the first and the only condition was, are you ready to collaborate and do something which is something personalized, but also will help the brand grow? And they immediately said, give us a big bag of what you wear and we'll do it. Like, it was that instant. So I think the ability to take those decisions, obviously there's a sense of uncertainty. I wouldn't say that there's a sense of doubt, but you're not certain whether it's going to work or not. So what I've seen Puma do over the last 6-7 years is take bold decisions. Now, when I see the ambassadors all over the world, you don't have people who fall in the perfect category of, people who should be looked at as, I wouldn't say role models, but you've signed people who are very different. If you talk about a Neymar or you talk about a Hamilton being with Puma for so long, these are not people that you look at and say, this guy goes by the book. And I think that's been the most important factor which I've seen for growth. I'm not a guy who was looked at as this guy looks like, wow, he does everything by the book. I was probably hated more than anything initially in my starting years. But eventually, my conviction of what I wanted to do turned out to be inspiration for people. And I think that's what Puma has done, to be convinced about their own ways, that we can make an identity of our own following what we believe in. And that shows you that anything is possible in your own very unique ways. It doesn't matter whether they fall into the norms of society or the benchmarks that we are judged by. There are no benchmarks that exist. And I think the disruption of that culture is what has caused the uprise, and now there's no competition at all. So I feel glad that that the people who are looked at as different, Puma looked at as few of their own. And I think that's made all the difference for me. We spoke about the values that sport can provide you with on a daily basis. If I hadn't gone on to become a professional sports person as well, I would still continue to play sport as regularly as possible. Because of all the things that I've kind of experienced in my life, nothing has taught me more than sport. And why I say that is because there's a chance to fail and succeed in every moment. And that's a very rare thing to have. That's where your composure is tested the most and your character is tested the most. And then once you overcome those fears and those doubts, you become a better version of yourself. So this is the discussion we had the other day, that if for all of us as people, we work towards certain goals, but there's a degree of success and failure attached to it. If you talk about exams as well, there's certain kind of, nervousness we feel when the results are about to arrive. You don't feel that sense of nervousness when you're actually giving the exam. Yes, you might or might not know what you're doing, but there's still a space where for a few days you're like, okay, whatever happened, and then I'm going to get the result later. So you just need to be composed in that moment when you're getting the result as to how you react to it. But with sport, you can do that in potentially every moment. So if you're able to overcome those fears and follow your heart, not your mind can help you make a plan, but your heart will help you apply the plan. That's my experience. So the more I did that, the more I realized that what my strengths are as a person and what unlimited potential we have as human beings if we don't put any tabs on ourselves. And only sport could teach me that, to go beyond your limitations. The known limitations of the mind, that the mind tells you, oh well, code runs in 4 innings, so the 5th one might not work. I never thought like that. I felt like every day was a new day, every moment was a new opportunity to do something special, and then only sport could help me accumulate moment by moment by moment and go beyond my fears and teach me what fearlessness means. And then I could apply that to everyday life as well. I'm not saying that there's a guarantee to succeed with this way of operating, but there's at least one guarantee that when you walk away from that particular event or that particular result, you'll be happy with what you did because you followed your heart. Every time I've followed my mind and tried to calculate my way out of things and I've failed, I've not been able to process it. Every time I've followed my heart and I've failed, I knew that I did what I wanted to do, and then I could accept the situation the way it was. So it taught me things about processing success and failure more than anything else could in life, and that made me a more assured person that not everything's going to go well all the time, but that doesn't mean that you stop moving forward. You have to keep taking those steps to be in the moment, and I think sport can teach you that for every walk of life, whether it's studies, business, anything that you do. It helps you create that fearless mindset.